Hey everybody, this recording will cover the Would You Rather assignment choices for Module Buzz Lightyear. So Module Buzz Lightyear, Module B, is now open. So it covers chapters 5 through 10 and chapter 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Some of them have just one part for the PowerPoint, and I think some of them have two. So again, just like chapters 1 through 4, the PowerPoints are posted, and then again, some of them, I think all of them for this this module have recordings. This one, let me see, that's just one part. My dissertation was actually about math facts and using this program. So this chapter 6 is near and dear to my heart. I think chapter 7 has, okay, chapter 7 has two parts. Yep. So again, there's the PowerPoint and there's chapter 7 with sound part 1, chapter 7 with sound part 2. It's your choice again if you just want to look at the PowerPoint or look at the textbook. That is totally up to you. Or if you want to watch or listen, whatever you want to call it, to the recordings where I go into a little bit more information. Okay, so also under Buzz Lightyear, I have and this is the longest or the most number of chapters, I guess, in a module. So just keep scrolling down if you don't see something. Okay, so your must-do assignment, remember, will be the quiz covering chapters 5 through 10. The quiz will be posted. It's not currently, because again, I think I told y'all my quizzes didn't copy over, and so I just have to do it one at a time. And of course, my directions for doing that are not in the location where I currently am. So as soon as I get to that location, I will get the quiz posted. So then the Would You Rather assignment options for Module Buzz Lightyear. This one's a little messy, so just kind of bear with me as I go through your options. Okay, so remember, you're only going to choose one option from either the learner accommodations and instructional modifications in the mathematics classroom for students with learning disabilities. Very wordy, I hear you. So your one option, and I'll go more into detail in just a second about each of the options. So this will be a Flipgrid post, okay? And then your other option is Universal Design for Learning in Mathematics, a discussion board post. All right, so that's why this module is a little bit messy, because you're either going to submit a Flipgrid post or you're going to submit a discussion board post, okay? And of course, because again, I try to be helpful and sometimes I end up being too helpful or confusing, and that's not at all my intention. But so these right here, learner accommodations, there's a document right here. I'm going to show you in just a second. And then Universal Design for Learning, there's a PowerPoint right here that I will show you in a second. These are kind of the documents, right? And then remember, so whichever one you choose you want to do, let's say you want to do learner accommodations, blah, 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 Flipgrid posts. Okay, to make your assignment choice, you will go here where it says assignment choices for Module Buzz Lightyear. Remember to choose just one. So click here, okay, to the little folder. So the first option is the Flipgrid post, all right, and it will take you, and I'll show you in just one second. So that will take you to the Flipgrid, or your other option right here will take you right to the discussion board. All right, so hopefully this makes sense. So again, you're just going to choose one, either the Flipgrid post or the discussion board post, and then here is where you will actually go to submit your assignment. All right, so the first one is a this big whole long title. I'm not even going to try to say it again because y'all know I would just butcher it again. But this will take the form of an individual, partner, or small group assignment. And this is taken, both of these are taken right from the syllabus, okay? You'll read the document on Blackboard right here. That goes along with the IRIS module. Some of you completed it in module Ariel. So remember, some of you chose to complete the IRIS module, high quality math instruction, what teachers should know. If you did not, it is no problem. You don't need to go back. And, you know, if you chose the other assignment for module A, you do not need to go back and look through it. I'm just kind of telling you where it came from. Although I went back to the IRIS modules or the IRIS page and cannot find this chart to save my life. So luckily I had it saved on a flash drive because I can't get back to it. But anyway, no need to go back to the module. But again, I'm just kind of saying where I got it initially, even though again, I can't find it anywhere else. So you can find the document linked above. So that'll be right here. I'll take it to you just one second, or I'll show it to you. You will summarize a chart of accommodations and modifications to support students with the learning problems discussed in the chart. So they discuss inattention, distractibility, organization, following directions, memory recall, and understanding comprehension. Okay, so in order to become familiar with possible accommodations and modifications to ensure learning takes place for your future students, you will make a Flipgrid post to summarize at least 4 of the accommodations modifications. I'll show you in just a second again, and share how you are using, have used, could use these accommodations or modifications with students who struggle in the area of math. I hear you that it's very wordy. I know, again, just trying to be clear. Basically, you're going to summarize this chart about accommodations and summarize at least 4 of the accommodations, but also share how you have used them in the past, how your CT is using them, how you could use them, how you've seen other teachers use some of these to help students who are struggling in the area of math. Okay, so here is the document. And this is, excuse me, this is from the Access Center, which you would think I could go there and find it. I couldn't find it. So again, luckily I had it saved. So here's the big long title again, and there's a little bit of background, a couple paragraphs here and there, Okay, and then here is the actual chart. So up here in green, inattention, distractibility, organization, following directions, and memory and recall. Oh, sorry, and I always forget this one. Problems with understanding and comprehension. So those, as I just said, those are the kind of overall categories of learning problems. All right, so what you're going to do, you're going to choose 4 of these kind of suggestions. Any 4 you want. I would prefer if you did not choose all 4 from the same gray area. Okay, so mix it up a little bit, expand your knowledge by choosing not just all inattention, distractibility. So then you're going to choose one of their suggestions, either under environment or under instructional delivery. And you'll notice here this talks about kind of controlling the physical arrangement, not controlling the students because that's a bad word for it, but providing support directly to the students. And then also some resources, some resources that might help them if they are prone to distractibility. Well, maybe they need a little study carrel or something like that. Okay. But then the ones over here are more in your instructional delivery. How are you going to teach? What are you going to do? What should you do in your lesson presentation, content for tests and assignments, or assessment and evaluation? Excuse me. Okay, they're all the same. Blue and green. All right, so again, you're going to choose 4 of these accommodations. And yeah, I probably should have just said 5 and said choose 1 from each gray area, but I did not. I said 4. So so there are 5 gray areas, right? So from 4, I cannot talk today, y'all. From 4 of the 5 gray areas, you will choose just 1 of these accommodations or modifications down here in the green or blue. Tell us the name of it and summarize it and provide some examples or, some concrete ways that, again, you've either seen this being used, you're currently in a classroom that's using some of these things, how else could you do them in the future? All right, so let's say you want to do this learner accommodation. You click down here. Again, I know it's a lot of clicking. I know this one's messy. I am sorry. It's just a way that to me makes the most sense, but you all might be like, oh my gosh, you could make this a lot more efficient. Which, I don't agree. I don't disagree. So if you want to do the Flipgrid, you're going to click right here. And then remember, you will log in with your g.fmarion.edu. Sometimes it logs me right in and sometimes it doesn't. Okay, so sometimes, like I said, it logs me in, sometimes it doesn't. I just thought this was funny. If you happen to watch Big Bang Theory or Young Sheldon, I just started watching that and this just makes me laugh. I did try to link the chart here, but it's not, I don't think it actually works. It worked once when I was testing it and now it doesn't. So again, you will just have to go into Blackboard and into the assignment choices right there. And click right there. So you could totally have a split screen and have the document open as you are making your post. That is certainly fine. Okay. I apologize that I couldn't link it right within the Flipgrid. All right. So that's the first one is the Flipgrid post. That's your one choice. Your second choice is all about universal design for learning in math. Okay. So this will take the form again, individual, partner, small group. Y'all feel free to work together. I know there's a couple of you who've taken classes with me, the last semester or two that really enjoyed working together. And I think you worked together for module A. So feel free to find a friend and, work with someone else if y'all want to. So for this one, Universal Design for Learning, there is a PowerPoint right here. And what I want you to do for the PowerPoint, you need to open it and then click on slideshow. It might ask you to enable editing. That's fine. But if you go to slideshow from, let's see, current slide, whatever, it will allow you to click on the links. There are a number of links within the within this PowerPoint. So take a few minutes and just watch all of them. You just have to watch it in slideshow view. Okay, so just remember that. Go to slideshow, and then it will allow you to click right on there. All right, so there are a number of different ones. Of course, something. Of course, there's an ad. I just wanted to show you. I think this is the one I really like. And I did just test all of these links. They do still work. This one I really like. I know you can't hear it, but I just want to show you. Let's see if I can show you really quickly. So she gives them options on the whiteboard and kind of says, okay, you could do this one, you could do this one, or you could do this one. So it's really interesting to see universal design for learning in, an actual classroom setting. All right. So again, you would make sure to watch in screen slideshow, and then you can click on all the links that are in here. So universal design for learning talks about multiple means of representation or presenting content, multiple means of engagement. How are we going to engage students? And multiple means of expression. How are we going to accept responses that can show us what your students know? Okay, so maybe it's going to be handwriting, maybe it's going to be a skit, maybe it's going to be something typewritten, something like that. So watch all these links. I know there are a lot of them, but I think hopefully they are all beneficial. And you can kind of start here as well. This one, this slide was just some examples, if you were thinking about, okay, the standards in first grade, ask and answer questions about key details in a text, how could you come up with some accommodation, universal design for learning? And I really don't pay attention to this slide don't pay attention to that slide because I should have done some math. And this is just for an example purposes. Again, don't worry about that. Okay, so, and then just some accommodations and modifications, kind of the differences. So let me go back to, all right, so here, so you will generate a minimum of 5 specific and appropriate adaptations to traditional instructional practices to address the needs of students with learning disabilities in math for one of the categories below. So what that means, here are your categories, number 1, number 2, number 3. You will choose one category, whichever you want: adaptations to the traditional textbook and lecture format for material presentation, adaptations to the traditional worksheet and written exercise format for skill practice, or adaptations to the traditional multiple choice and essay format for testing skill mastery. So those are your categories. You're going to choose one category, okay, just one, and tell me which one you're choosing. Tell me if it's number 1, number 2, or number 3. And then, using the PowerPoint, using that link, those links to get some ideas. You can certainly do some outside investigation into universal design for learning, because I do not think it's covered in your textbook. But it's something that I feel is really important. You've probably had it in another class, or if you're new to the program, you will have it in another class, universal design for learning. Okay, and so then after you choose your category, 1, 2, or 3, you will list and describe. Okay, so don't just say, I'll let them watch a movie. No, give me more description. Describe 5 adaptations for students with learning disabilities in math. And it will end up being a fairly lengthy discussion board post. If for some reason you would rather do kind of a PowerPoint or something like that, or a presentation like that, you can certainly do that and post it to the discussion board. Okay, so then when you click here, let's say you decide, I want you to UDL. Of course, I'm running out of time, y'all. You're going to click here. You will click right here, and it'll take you right to the discussion board. Okay, so then you will just need to I can't do it. You will just need to start your form. Okay, so that is it. I know this one is messy. I do apologize for the messiness of this one, but again, chapters 5 through 10 are open, and your assignment choices are Flipgrid, discussion board. Click here and it would take you to the Flipgrid or discussion board. Okay, I'm totally out of time. Have a great day.